an Israeli judge has resigned from his position as the district court judge in Tel Aviv after he was in on a hearing involving a 13-year-old girl who was allegedly raped 6 years ago. And he basically said the following: some girls enjoy rape.
Oh.
So fortunately, the victim was not there at the time. They were actually trying to make a decision as to whether or not her rape was considered an act of terrorism because she was raped by 4 Palestinians and she was an Israeli girl. But regardless, you don't make that statement because A, it's not true, and B, it is insanely insensitive.
And C, in this case, God, of all the cases in the world, this seems to be the one where it applies like if it is... she should never say it, let alone a 13-year-old girl raped by 4 guys. What is he talking about? And it's not like it's like a biased judge. He's Israeli, she's Israeli. Like in that sense, do you see what I'm saying?
I was actually shocked by it as well, especially because of the fact that they're both Israeli, and it involves 4 Palestinian people, men raping this 13-year-old girl. And again, it happened 6 years ago. They're just trying to decide whether or not this could be considered an act of terrorism, and they decided no, it's not an act of terrorism, it's rape. So according to the lawyer for the girl, in the midst of the passionate debate, the judge, and his name is Nissim Yeshawa, suddenly said aloud, in earshot of everyone present, there are some girls who enjoy being raped. The room fell into silence. Even the panel members were silent for several minutes, and he didn't even get what he had just said. He didn't understand why everyone became quiet all of a sudden. And then he tried to play it off as, oh, come on, it was a joke. Look, you don't joke around about something like that, because what you're doing is you're justifying the rape. You're making it seem as though, hey, you know what, sometimes these acts are warranted because you know those women, you know those girls, they want it. That is such a deplorable, disgusting thing to say. I just can't even believe that it even crossed his mind.
So I think the fact that he didn't even understand why the room fell silent is really telling.
Yeah.
Because in his mind, that's such an obvious statement that he doesn't understand why people would be freaked out by it. When he gets in trouble later, he plays it off like, oh, yeah, I mean, I was joking about rape. Isn't that funny as a judge when I'm talking about the case of a 13-year-old who got raped by 4 guys? Ha ha ha, what? No, okay, even then you're massively guilty, right? Mm-hmm. But the fact that he didn't understand that it was a problem in the first place goes to a mindset that definitely does not belong on the bench. What's interesting is Netanyahu is now withdrawing his support for the judge's appointment as head of the Likud party's court.
Jeez.
So he was up for an incredibly important position. And Netanyahu's party is the more conservative party. Always, with the right wing in any country, right? They have knuckleheads like this with insane backwards thoughts. Now they're like, oh yeah, dude, him? No, we're withdrawing that. We didn't mean that.